Yeah. With love in my heart, the Lord told me what nobody else gonna do it for me. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Trey, founder of It Starts With Friends. We got Hall of Fame Barbershop coming back to spread some love.
We talk a lot about having safe spaces and places that we can go where we can express ourselves, just share our stories. And I just wanted to give us a platform to kind of talk as a community. I talked to a couple barbers here, and they really talked about how sometimes when they're working with their clients, they're more than just a barber,
And we have barbers, we have braiders, we have clients, we have community members in the space. And I'm just curious to know how you see the space of, let's say, a barbershop.
Shelter is some aspect for people to get away from, and get to. Like, I know the barbershop with my fellow family, they ain't workers, It's here bigger than mine's but it's just like, the shop is home. Like, that's my home. When I go home, sometimes that's work, So it's a different feeling to have that somewhat be taken away right now, but as we're here right now, they can't take away the unification that we have. I don't know most of you, but the energy feels the same. It feels like home. So.
Yeah. Like, how does it feel for you to even feel like maybe your clients see it as their home and their safe haven, as their church, as their therapy?
A lot of people feel comfortable, like, in our chair, in our space. It is dope, and it is kind of crazy when you hear other people's stories and what they're going through, and you think you have a bad day, and you're like, damn, he's having a way worse day than me. But let me just do what I can and try to cheer him up, make him happy. And when you hand them the mirror, you see the smile, and they're all happy when they walk out, got a little skip in their step, and that's just a feeling that it's hard to explain, but it's a great feeling.
A safe haven for you to chop it up, with your barber, with some of the other barbers, building relationship with them, networking, because you meet a lot of customers there, like just sitting and waiting, and I just feel like it makes me feel like $1 million when I leave the shop.
Sometimes you just talk to your next stranger, you get to know that person, you get to see what they're going through, or you get to see what's up, and It's like, and you click, And so it's like, when you come in the barbershop, that's guaranteed that's gonna happen, Because you're gonna meet other guys, chopping it up and cool, and then you get a haircut, You look fresh, and so like that's the coolest thing for me, man.
Like, not only is it can be a space for one-to-one connection with your barber, it's almost therapeutic, but even just being able to be connected to your community, because there's different professions that are coming into that barbershop.
My name is Steven Duran. I am a new business owner, barbershop owner. I've been cutting hair for going on 20 years now. I knew I wanted to do this actually through a moment. My grandfather, rest in peace, he was asking me for a haircut, and I wanted to hang out with my friends, and I dodged him a couple times. A few days before he passed away, he pulled up with a fresh haircut, and I knew it wasn't me who cut his hair. And from that moment, something as a simple haircut, how it can make somebody feel, and the barber themselves feel, was the shift that happened in my heart. So I said I won't pass up an opportunity if someone just wants to feel good, and because of my selfish reasons, chose not to cut his hair, but it definitely made a shift in my heart, and I said, maybe I could actually just take the time to make somebody feel good, and how their world can change. What I would like the community to take away is raising the awareness of the importance of helping each other think. And when I mean think, I don't mean just brainstorming. I mean true thinking. Questioning the beliefs that we were raised with and believing that are true, and to get out of a box that seems to be our comfort zone. I would definitely like to raise that awareness that is something as simple as a barbershop they could learn something. And World Class Barbers is directed towards that vision.
I'm Sebastian, call me Bash, 28 years old. I'm a barber out of LA County. 21, 22 years old, Santanella, in the penitentiary. A couple of my boys needed haircuts. No one really knew how to put clippers to the head. From a young age, I was an artist, so I thought to myself, I'm pretty sure I could do this. He sat in the chair. I did what I did, and it took me a long time. It took me like 2.5 hours. You know, he was kind of getting squirmy in the chair, but when he got up, he looked at himself in the mirror, and man, you know, he fell in love with himself all over again. At the time, I didn't consider myself a barber. I considered myself trying to help a person out, you know. But when he got up and he looked at himself, like, I thought to myself, shit, it's something I could really do.
Like, you might wear red, you might wear blue. They don't want that red thing I put on. But even then, it kind of, get out of that. And you're just like, you know, even in the streets, you're still people. You know what I mean? It's, you might be raised different, but at the end of the day, love is love. And I think that brings us, that's why we're here right now.
Yeah.
I'm a barber. My name is Swahib Achilles Scott, better known as Suave, a.k.a. From Achilles heel, strength over weakness. Well, to be honest, I didn't know this was what I was going to do. Kind of was on a chance of trying to prove I can do something. When I was about, I'd say 17, stepmom didn't want me to have my hair cut a certain way. So I kind of learned from that. Had the lady give me the mirror. Started cutting my own hair when I got home and never stopped from there. And it turned out trying to prove a point to be a talent. You know, I used to draw before I started cutting hair.
What do you love most about your profession?
Changing lives, changing people's smiles and making them feel better about themselves, giving the energy that I have within me.
I think when you just kind of I feel the vulnerability of, like, you can just be you, and you can take away, it's not about your title, not about where you work, where you go, whatever hood you came from, wherever parts of the world you've been at,
It's
like, you could just,
yeah,
which is an awesome experience. I'm gonna be personally say, I probably would have never knew, you know, what it's like to be in a barbershop until I started talking to a group of men, but I feel like men do talk. There's this thing that men don't talk and they can't express themselves.
Certain people will try to talk to me about my problem and they have no idea of what the hell I went through. But then I come and, like, my barber here, he's same person, just a little bit older, you know, and I could hear him and he explains how he got out of it or what he's done or what he's going through, and it's just easier to listen to and relate to. Other than someone that read about it in a book, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I was talking to the barber who was cutting my hair, Alex. I was telling him, like trust. You have trust in the barber, right? Like, before, you know, I was going somewhere, and I'd just get up without even looking in the mirror because I knew she'd do good. But then I started seeing that she was messing me up, so then I, like, you become wary, right? So, like, you sit in that chair and you trust that person to take care of you, right? Because, like, where I work, right? Like, I work in higher education, right? And it is about, like, your appearance and how you're cut and how you're groomed. And so, like my shit ain't right, then, like, people are gonna look at me, and then I already have a background of growing up on the streets, being locked up, being an addict, and I don't make no qualms about telling everybody in higher education about that. But now, when my hair looks messed up, right? Is he on dope again? Right? Like, if I don't look like, you know, like to get that, probably think about those situations. So, like, that's my trust in the person that's cutting my hair.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Alex Torres. Follow me on Instagram at ABC_Alex the Barber. I'm from Fontana, California. One example I helped the client through was he was going through a lot of stress, a lot of depression, and while I was in the Marine Corps, that was my role in taking care of my Marines. And now being out here and being a barber, I can communicate with my clients and make sure they're going through whatever they need to get through.
And, like, one of the things that I've realized by going to the barbershop for so many years is that rich, poor, wealthy, broke, believe it or not, the broke man has more opportunity than the wealthy man, because the wealthy man that has the home, that has all these opportunities, the world is sucking them dry. So, like, the more you have, the more people are going to suck you dry. And like I got that from being around the barbershop and listening to the ballers and listening to the average man. So at the barbershop you get everybody. So you can't escape, you know, like a wealthy barbershop or a poor barbershop. No matter what, a barbershop is a barbershop. So everybody named mama's gonna come to it. So you're able to relate with everybody at a barbershop. You're able to drop the quotient of like, I'm rich, I'm poor, and it's really just a counseling session of brotherhood, you know what I'm saying?
It took me until like last year to face my fear with creating, you know, because I always was just like, you know what, man, I don't know if I can do it, you know, I always have self-doubt, you know, since I was a kid. Like, Tanisha probably tell you, you know, I had self-doubt, like, growing up. That's why we go through some of the stuff that we go through, you know, but, you know, I was talking to Suave and I was like, hey, bro, I'm gonna start this. He was like, all right. But then I just kept building and building, but I respected my relationships. And then I saw the good in everybody, you know, so just like you see the good in your barber, you gotta kind of take that into the world. You know, like I see the good in this person, and knowing their role. You know, like some are good braiders, you know, some are good at lineups, some are good at like fading, you know, some are good at bearding, you know, like, but they all have a specialty, you know, so this is what this is. It's like we all have specialties, you know, and this is like our mecca.
You know, one of the goals is to be able to educate through the chair as a society, you know, reaching out to the youth out there to let them know that there's some truth to it, but going to school mandatory so you could get a good steady paycheck is not necessarily true anymore. And I believe that we carry that on just because, you know, like we said, grandma's been telling that and they told mom, and now we're carrying it on. So I think this right here could be the spark to maxing out on this opportunity. So you're absolutely right, man. You know, it's time that we break out the box.
I'm Joe. I'm known as Joe the Barber. I work in Rancho Cucamonga. I started off with just wanting to be a barber. Then I started with, okay, I wanted to be a licensed barber. And then now so forth, working in now 2 shops. Eventually I want to open up my own shop or open my own school so I can educate and teach kids like how to cut hair, because I wasn't gifted with that in my barber school. Barber school is kind of janky, so you know, you had to learn the way you learned, and so I want to give kids a better opportunity to learn and come into the game more prepared. I mean, people go through rough times. I mean, and if it's people within your community, you give back and you help people through those rough times, that's huge. I mean, just seeing a smile on someone's face who just had a horrible day. And I mean, whether you do it for free of charge or you charge them, I mean, the fact that you can give back to your community and see the changes is very important.
I think everybody in here actually walked through that fear, you know, because like what he was saying, like through this planning of it, this was supposed to be a week of March Madness. We were supposed to have stuff for the foster youth on Wednesday. We were supposed to do something yesterday at UCLA, and then we're supposed to do this, right? And then we're like, man, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I was like, hey, God, this one has to happen.
Right.
You know, this one has to, and everybody sacrificed who needed to be here. Yes. For this space of love. Because people don't understand, like, if we have to be in a house for the next 3 weeks, we're gonna need this. Yes. We're gonna need this conversation to get us through. Yes. Like, I told my daughter this the other day, you know, she got mad and she did something, she went off on her mom. I said, are you holding that same integrity as if I was in the room? She said no. And sometimes I don't do that. But when he told me that, I was like, Trey, I take that. All right, Trey, you need to hold your integrity all the time. You need to be the same way. No matter if somebody like it or not, no matter if it seems like you're soft or not, you know, being loving, kind, and respecting, like, you know, rather understanding than being understood, you know, because my way is not always the best way. You know, and I know today that it wasn't everybody's choice. I basically asked Swab until like the last minute, hey, is Joe coming? I was like, is Joe? And he was like, man, we gotta see. And look, he showed up. He showed up. Hey, you know, hey, that's what I'm saying. That's what we have to do. This circle, this is where it starts with. It starts with friends, and it starts with us showing up. You know, so we the front runners. You know, and I love y'all.
Hey, drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Again, I'm Trey, founder of It Starts With Friends. We're here today. Our self-care network goes out to Skid Row. We have top-tier barbers, top-tier braiders that provide service to the homeless and for the foster youth. I just wanted this day to be a light shed on what we do and hopefully influence others to want to give back and want to bring change within our community.